All right, let's talk about AI. We're on the cusp of a huge shift, a totally new way of thinking about artificial intelligence that could fix some of the biggest problems with the tech we're all using right now.
So, to really get where we're headed, we gotta start with where we are. And that means asking a tough question. Why is the AI we use every single day, the super powerful stuff, why is it such a black box? And why does it cost an absolute fortune to run?
Well, the heart of the issue, the real reason for those flaws, is all about how today's AI thinks. See, it's not really understanding anything. It's just incredibly good at matching patterns. And that difference, it's everything.
Right. So, on one side, you've got current AI. Like I said, it's a fantastic pattern matcher. It crunches through mountains of data and finds connections. But here's the thing, it doesn't get the meaning. It's all just statistics. The Semiotic Web, though, that's built from the ground up on semantic comprehension, actual understanding. And that one change leads to this cascade of incredible benefits. It's hyper-efficient. You can actually see how it thinks, and it opens the door to something that sounds like science fiction, infinite memory.
So how do we make that leap? What's the secret sauce that takes us from just matching patterns to real, honest-to-goodness understanding? What's the breakthrough here?
It all boils down to this little thing right here, the HCV named vector. And I know, it sounds technical, but trust me, this is the key. You have to kind of forget everything you know about how AI handles data, because this is a whole new blueprint, one built around meaning itself. Okay, here's a way to think about it. Current AI is like a giant blender. It throws all of its knowledge into one big, dense smoothie of data. If it needs to find one specific strawberry, it has to sift through the entire smoothie. It's messy. HCVs, on the other hand, are like a library with a perfect card catalog. Every single idea, every concept, every relationship gets its own unique address. You don't search the whole library, you go straight to the shelf. No more data smoothie, just pure, organized meaning. And this is where that library approach just completely blows the smoothie method out of the water. Look at these numbers. With 1 million documents, the HCV method is already 5 times faster. Okay, cool. But look what happens when we scale up. At 100 million documents, it's not just faster, it's almost 18 times faster. And then the really crazy part, 10 times billion documents? Traditional AI basically just gives up. It takes 4 whole seconds to find what it's looking for. The HCV approach, still basically instant. We're talking 160 times faster. It doesn't slow down with more data, it just keeps humming along. And it's not just speed, it's also about size. 1,000 times smaller. Let that sink in. 1,000. Because it's not storing all that statistical junk, just the actual meaning. Something that used to take up 3 terabytes of hard drive space now fits into just 3 gigabytes. You could fit that on a cheap thumb drive. This is a total game changer for everything from data center costs to the energy bill.
Okay, so we have this incredibly efficient new building block. What happens when we use it to build something big, something global?
Well, that's where this comes in, the Comprehensive Comprehension Cloud, or CCC for short. And yeah, the best way to picture it really is as a kind of shared global brain. So the idea here is pretty profound. We start by feeding it high-quality, trusted knowledge. Think academic journals, encyclopedias, the good stuff. From that, it builds a massive interconnected web of what humanity collectively knows. It's like a foundational layer of understanding that any other AI system can then just plug into and use. And here's the part that just breaks your brain a little bit. With almost every other technology in the world, scaling up costs more. But look at this. With the CCC, the bigger it gets, the cheaper it gets per unit of knowledge. The cost to add more understanding drops by more than half as it grows. It's a system that actually becomes more economical the smarter it gets. Wild, right?
Okay, a global brain is amazing. But what does that have to do with you? How does this massive thing become personal?
The bridge between the global brain and your world is this, the Private Perspective Portal, or PPP. And honestly, this might be the most revolutionary piece of the whole puzzle. Because what the PPP does is something that until now has just been pure science fiction. It creates an infinite context window. In plain English, it gives your AI a perfect, complete, and permanent memory of your entire digital life. Every last bit of it.
Just stop and think about that for a second. An AI that doesn't just remember the last thing you asked it, it remembers every email you've sent, every note you've taken, every website you visited. It has the full context. It's not just a tool that answers questions anymore, it's a partner that actually understands you.
Now, I know what you're thinking. You want to give an AI my entire digital life? No way. And that is the most important point here. This entire system is built with privacy at its absolute core. All of your personal data, it's processed right there on your device. It never leaves. It creates a personal map of your knowledge that only you control. If you want to share a tiny piece of that with a global brain, you can, but it's always, always your choice. You're in complete control.
So, when you put all these pieces together, the efficiency, the global brain, the personal memory, what does it all mean? What's the transformation? It's this. This is the whole ballgame. We're moving from AI that is basically a black box making really, really good guesses based on statistics to an AI that uses transparent reasoning. It doesn't just spit out an answer. It can tell you why that's the answer. It can show its work.
So let's just recap what the semiotic web brings to the table. We're talking hyper-efficiency, 1,000 times less storage, which means way lower energy costs. We're talking transparent reasoning, an AI that's not a black box anymore. We get personal privacy, that infinite memory is yours and yours alone. And all of that together, it creates a platform for incredible progress. This isn't just a small step up, it's a whole new ballgame.
And that really leaves us with one big question to chew on. For so long, our computers have been amazing at crunching numbers and processing data. But what happens when they actually start to understand it? What kinds of problems in medicine, in science, in our daily lives could we finally solve if our technology wasn't just smart, but wise?